Okay, hi. So let's start from this session. I just played. I will pause then. Soon as we have something to think about. Here, clear folds. I will open this if he. But now I fold. Fold. And definitely not opening 4-4. And we will defend if the small blind will open. Yeah. Okay, so on the right hand side, definitely a call. We have a backdoor flush draw as well as straight draw. On the left hand side, he makes it 12. Edu 998624 is short stack, so we will not call because he may sip. And right hand side we call. We love to get our flush card or then maybe cutter or something and float further. If he then checks the turn, I will stab it. And here on this kind of a board, I use 59% in this case. I mean around 60% of the pot. If it's completely dry, I use this 1/3 of a pot. Okay, left hand side force 3 bets us. So what I'm looking here first is of course 3 bet stats which are here. And from small blind he has not 3 bet one single time. But anyway, I assume he will have a certain range from there. With 9-9 we will defend in position definitely, and he only makes it 3x, so it's very easy decision. The left hand side, if table 1, if he c bets we defend. We have also the flush card. On the right hand side standard open, and I would also 4-bet bluff if somebody will 3-bet me. One comment regarding here c-betting this board. I don't have any reads of this player, so my default in this is that I will not start c-betting it. If I would have a flush card also here, club here, let's say 6 of clubs, I would c-bet this. Okay, here we have a standard call on the left. And not a super good card for us. He definitely has some queens in his range, so do we. But if you think about my whole range in this spot, I have tens are of course the best. The full house is the best hand I can have here. Then I have a lot of middle pairs. I even have sometimes jacks here, although I will 4-bet them also some part. I will have ace queen. I will have king queen suited. Then also king queen sometimes. I will have queen jack. So we have a plenty of better hands than these nines. so we don't really have to fight with this hand. On the right hand side, 10-9 from the early position, I will open like 20-30% of the time, and in this time I thought I will, and okay, we go from there. And here no need to stab. Okay, he may have an ace king and we could bet for protection, but he can also have some check raising hands, and I don't see any need for betting here. Only is of course the protection, but I rather take a free card here. We can even bluff sometimes slot check raise reverse with the club comes, so I think I check this. And I check his turn check raise rate, which is, I don't have much information in it. I thought about stabbing, but I think it's better just check. Now, on the right hand side, if I think about my value range here, I have all the sets. Then I also have some very nice combo draws. And this hand looks very strong, and actually, of course, it is relatively strong. But considering my overall range, this is definitely not like top of my range. So I will c-bet it, and I will c-bet it big, because I will protect it against any kind of a draws. I will get value from draws. But I also expect to get check raised quite many times on this board, so let's see what happens. Okay, and he bets like 22-32. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't need to call this with nines. So from this position, I have many queens, and therefore I can let this go. I also have some busted flush draws here, so I can bluff raise this sometimes, but I rather do it with something like Jack 9 of hearts or 9-8 of hearts. It's called the flop. I definitely don't want to have any flush card, I mean club card in my hand when I check raise this river. And nines are not the worst, but still I will not use them. I just fold this one. And I will call all the queens. Okay, right hand side, table 2, I got check raised. And if I think about now his value range, he definitely has a flat, straight. He has a very nice combo draws. Then, although I blocked the sets, he still can have both of those sets, 9 and 10. And then he can have a better two-pair hand. So I think the right action here is definitely just to call, of course, and I call. Okay, in a way this is a good hand for my range. I have an ace queen definitely. He has also ace queen. I have ace 10. But on the other hand, also if he raised something like ace 9, he has now better two pair. So let's see. And now that he bets on this, I mean, I just thought that nothing good is gonna happen anymore in relation to my hand. Let's say the river is Jack, King, 8, Queen, Ace. Let's say it's a brick and he sips. I think I have so many other hands to call, even this turn, that are stronger. So I think I can fold this. Okay, and here on the left table 1, definitely don't ever slow play these aces in this spot. So you are under the gun, so your range already is expected to be strong, and you will definitely have bluffs here. Ace 5 suited, ace 4, ace 3 at least, even ace 2, and king 10 suited for instance, and therefore you also have to four bet for value. Regarding size, I'm in position, so I use 25. If I would be out of position, I think I choose 27. Okay, right hand side. Many people press call here, but definitely this is a fold. He is not even the full stack. We have some regulars here that will squeeze you rather often, and this is a clear fold. I think I will call 8s here. Yeah, 9s at least. You could rebet these, but on the other hand, stacks are low. So left hand side, he calls my 4-bet, and my standard in this kind of a spots is to bet like 1/4 of the pot. I would also do it with ace king, ace 5 suited as a bluff, and then my plan would be also that, let's say that my ace 5 suited has his hearts or clubs, whatever. If the turn is a flush draw completing card, I will sip the turn, and I will play my overpairs as well as top pairs the same to balance. Oh, it's funny. I actually don't have even that much money in this account now, so sorry about that. But we will practice to play less than a full stack now. Anyway, here, as I said, if I would have an ace 5 of clubs now, I would sip the rest, and even without the cutter completing turn, I would still sip the turn just on a flush draw and overcard. Okay, right hand side, ranges are wide here, and okay, we have a regular player here. I definitely see bet ace king. I will also see bet, of course, all two pairs. I will check back some weaker aces like ace 5, ace 4, and then all those aces that will also have a cutter with them, I will see bet. And sizing wise, I use 1/3 of a pot. Here this guy folds 70% to c-bet, so that's already a reason to see bet here 100%. And of course I do it also for value. He can call with any pair more or less, and we get value from that. But I want to keep it small because I'm exploiting him for folding so much. Okay, here we are 136 pp's deep. We have a position to the pre-flop aggressor, and I like to call here. If I would be suited, I might 4-bet here and even get it in, but with offsuit ace king, sometimes, not always, I will definitely only call here. Okay, table 1. I tend to play on these monotone flops when I don't have the flush card very passively. So in overall in this kind of a pot you should remember that although your hand look very pretty, you actually you are not ahead much of his range. So overall the ranges between players are more even. Right hand side we get the Ching card, and definitely we'll see that again. No need to bet more. Okay, he's basically drawing on a cutter at best, so we don't have much to need for a protection, and I like to keep it low then. Again, here we proceed very cautiously. He bet the turn, I think. And now when he bets so big, I mean, we don't need to defend here. We have lot of better cards, better hands to protect. I mean, defend here. Okay, and here we are out of position, and we have offsuit broadways, and he's making 9.5. Definitely we are folding. This is no-brainer fold. If he would have a statistics available and he would kind of fold to 4-bet like almost 90-100%, then I would 4-bet this, but because we have a blockers to jacks and queens, otherwise not. Okay, here we have backdoor flush draw and the bottom pair. I like, and also some straight draws. Definitely going to c-bet this and also barrel most of the turns. Again, we don't have much stats of this guy, but so far he has done 100%. Okay, 16 hands, so basically nothing, but we still go from there. And also here we have a lot of equity on this hand, but I still like to c-bet this. We don't have any. I think we are still losing in the showdown if we don't improve. So, but we have a lot of chances to improve to the best hand, so I also want to build the pot in case we hit. And of course we got the flush there, so we will definitely bet. Um, if this would have been a brick, I might have overbet the river. He had king queen. So now we have a full stack. Yeehaw! Don't call here. You're out of position. There's one regular good player still to act, and you have offsuit king 9. Here, if he would have done it even slightly bigger, I would have folded this hand. I don't like to squeeze with this hand. With suited, I definitely squeeze here, but we are out of position and we have offsuit king queen, so I rather just call here because I get very good price. And we are more or less done here. There is one person still to act, and we don't have nothing. Okay, here nines I call, eights I fold mainly, and or three bet, and you have to be very tight on these positions, or then you three bet. Now we have a flush card here, so this can go either way. I don't have any stats of this guy. I prefer checking here. Let's see. Without a flush card, I would see bet this. Here we have so much value here that I don't think we have to start playing with nines. We have also a lot of draws here, backdoor draws, and we can then barrel them. This definitely hits our range well, but he's also from under the gun, so also his range is reasonable. Some people even flat here ace king, so no need to play with nines. Still checking here, no need to do anything. And also here, he makes it 3x via 100 BPSD. We don't call here. Consider the rake and everything. I mean, this is a fold. we would call small bet, but he makes it 2 times the pot, so this is a clear fold. Uh, Okay, very nice flop for us, and we will definitely see that here. And I choose again 1/3 because I would do it as a bluff many times here. We don't have much read of this guy. He seems like okay. We don't have much at all. He's active player, but I still want to go with 1/3. Okay, and we get the Jim turn. Now, if you think about that, I have here like kings, aces, uh, jack 10. So for my overpass, this is definitely not the nice card. So I also like to check here sometimes. I choose to do it this time, but I also have king queen here, and I rather do it. I also sometimes do it with it. I mainly see bets this still this because we have jack 10, but we also have nines. That's our value range. We don't have threes, and uh, I will definitely see, but of course boats. Quads I don't know. I suppose I see bet also, but I like to check some trips here, and I don't have so many trips like king queen, queen jack, ace queen. One would say maybe it's better just to check queen jack and see bet ace queen when I now think about this, but okay, I decide to check this. Yeah, I mean, reasoning still this why I check. Let's think about his range. He mainly has, when I have a queen, I block a lot of queens from his range. So basically he has eights, sevens, of course full house. Then he has tens, jacks even. Not many people. There are a lot of people who flat jacks here. So to get some value from them, I don't think I get three streets. So and I'm out of position, so he can still stab here. So if he has a queen, I think he will bet for value on the turn, and we can even consider check raising this on river. So that's why I like to sometimes check with ace queen, because this has a lot of potential also to check raise the river. And now we will definitely bet for value. I expect to get value even from middle pair down to eights, even tens, jacks. And I bet to extract value from those. If you think about my bluffs here, I basically have jack 10, uh, maybe ace king with backdoor flush draw. So I definitely have a hands also what I want to bluff on the river, so maybe I should bet bigger. We had jacks. Okay. Okay, here. I like to also see bet here some middle pairs because whenever you get the uh, jack turn, you also sometimes have it. So maybe 20-30% I will also see bet here with the middle pair, and I think otherwise I will not be too aggressive in this spot, in this hand. And I bet only 1/3. One reasoning again is that he is folding 50% to C bets. So that's already a reason. I will see bet here a lot, although in this position against the GTO player I will check a lot. But when you have 50% fold to C bet, I like to mix in some middle pairs also here, because otherwise I would be only top pair or bluff, so that's pretty easy to play against. And on this turn nothing really changes. He called, uh, so I think I'm done. If he bets, I will fold. My kicker sucks, and he can well have aces. There is not too many bluffs. Maybe king queen, and even actually king queen might even just check the turn. So king jack. So all those have showdown value. So I don't know. Right, table 2 we will 3-bet as a bluff. Yeah, I of course call because it's dry, but I don't even mind folding this turn. I think I should have folded, yeah. And still considering this Jack 9 hand, if I think I rather check uh, those jacks with the good kicker and see bet those with the lower kicker, and this way I think this Jack 9 is okay to see bet. Oh my god, again we are the shallow stack here. Alright, here is ace king off. We have nothing going on here. He is donking, so we can just fold. We have here a set of tens, sixes, jacks, queens, kings, aces, flush draws. Um, so we don't have to play around with ace king off. This is more or less the best hand I flat here. So let's keep this in mind. I'm definitely calling this. I don't like to raise here because we are in position, so we have all the power in the spot, so we don't need to raise here. I'm definitely raising here 6-7 and even some lower flush draws, but with this hand I decide to just flat. Still calling. Okay, now this is like We have some showdown value here, some flush draws missed. Okay, we block a lot of those. Still many of them missed, so I think we can bluff some other hands. We have a lot of showdown value here. We will lose many times, but still we have another hands to bluff with. So far we have opened 75% from the button, which seems pretty high, but I suppose it will balance down soon. Here we have a player with 67% fold to c-bet, so we will definitely c-bet this. Standard call. Still calling here. Very standard. Okay, I'm calling also river here. And here we are in the position. We have some backdoors here, so I also like to see bet here. He's folding 100%. So far only two hands. I often see bet the flop and turn and then check the river. Definitely you can only get the value. You should aim to get value only 2 street unimproved. Just folding the right table 2. Now of course not, I'm betting it for protection. He's calling with every flush card. This is 3-bet. Table 1, 3x is enough. We are in the position. And now if you look at this guy, he's so far not folding. He seems like a fishy player. On this board he most probably has hit something. We have nothing going on here, so just check and give up. Okay, we got the gym card. So if I think I might check here also some Jack X and like Jack 10 sometimes, although I will also see bet those. So it's we don't have any real showdown value here, so I will definitely bluff this. We don't need to bet big, but yeah, Let's see, he is a fishy player, so most probably I will evaluate the river. And he insta calls, so I don't think 8 changes anything, so he's most probably going to call also the river. Only question mark is definitely the flush draw, but I still I give this up. Yeah, I hard to say. Most probably he would have vaulted, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have. I think I made a mistake. I should have bet the river because he insta called. So it seems like he didn't even thought about racing. So this is a clear mistake from my side. Now that you are a little bit less than a full stack, you have to think about so what hands you are opening, what hands you are three betting. So the whole dynamics will change. The same applies if you are deeper. That will also impact on your opening ranges, your three bet ranges, and so on. You can call this with the backdoor flush draw. I would raise it. Okay, and now he makes it much bigger. We have here um, flushes, straights, uh, kings, so we don't have to call this turn with queen 10 offsuit. And he seems to be double barreling first time in 100 hands. Okay, that's not a big sum. Okay, he seems like very active player, no much reach yet. He doesn't have a full stack. I'm going to at least double barrel this. And then I'm checking this river. Races are white there, and he had ace 2 of spades. This is a mistake. I'm only 64 pp's deep, so I should have folded that. Now I value bet, of course. Bet big here. Fold. And this is standard 3 bet. We can make it 9 because he's only 66 pp. Again, we are 3 betting minus. Sir. Okay, again, no need to see bet this. I can see bet some flush cards. I can see bet ace king, aces, kings. I don't need to see bet ace queen here. This is so good for our range. And as we remember, this is monotone flop, so um, in overall ranges are very much closer to each other. So I want to proceed passively with this kind of a hand. Now that he checked back, I want to bet for protection and value. Half a pot or 1/3 is enough. And now I will try to get value from weaker ace. I don't expect to be get raised here often, so even he would have a trips, I don't think he ever raises them, so in that way it's easy to value bet here. He had ace 6, okay, great. This is a bit deep, so I rather call here. So right hand side, I don't like to call here, so this is basically raise or fold. And if I think about what I can fold out, it definitely is pairs like sevens, eights, sixes, uh, 6, 7 even, some king jack, mm, another king queen, but I don't see any other reason than raise or fold here. I don't like to call this. With any flush going along with my hand, I might do. So I end up raising here, but I don't think it's so clever. We are a bit deep, so I have more room to play around. But I just thought I test it now. But I don't like this a lot. I have a lot of other hands to do this, maybe. Now that we improve, I think we are still behind. Just to settle as a profitable river bluff, I want to also bet this turn. But yeah, I don't know. I think I made a mistake here. I should just give up. Yeah, that's most probably the worst turn in the universe because it blocks my set what I'm kind of pretending to have here. So I think that's a very bad card for any river bluff. So I will shut down and give it up. So, but I still think this was okay line for my hand. I still had some equity here to improve, and now just the card is just very bad here. So, and I'm not blocking any flush draw. So, pre river I would have fired the third power, but with this hand I'm done. With this river I'm done. I had nice blockers there, raise queen, ace king, but I don't know. This is very nice pattern in hand. I have a cutter to go along with the top pair, and then I have backdoor flush draw. So even against two persons, I will see bet this. I will use the small size because we have more players in the pot, but also that's my standard. He's folding 75% so far, and let's go from there. Okay, and here we turn the nuts. Now it's very important to think about your overall range here. So I have kings, jacks, ace king, aces. That's my value range, and ace queen as the nuts. And then I also have a lot of hands. Like if you think about it, I have ace king here. This turn I don't like my hand anymore so much. So I like to check here. And that's why I also want to check my straight here, just to protect my line, just to protect my overall range here. I would see, but here kings, jacks, and even aces, but with ace queen, ace king, I check here. I understood on. I would also check many aces here. You're right. Yeah. And now, if you think about, I'm here with ace king. I definitely just want to call. I have still covered to go with my top pair, but and I don't think my hand is enough for racing, so I will also flat here with my straight. And now let's think about that. His hand is like queen jack. If I would have or whatever queen a, I don't know, queen 8, or I don't know how wide he is, but let's think about queen jack for instance. If I would have bet the turn, I would definitely not get value on river, and this way I got him to I got all three streets. Of course, I'm going to go all in, but I was not only protecting my range here, but I was also gaining more value from the hands that even king queen. I don't think he would call necessarily three parallel. Backdoor straight throw and the flush throw, so we see that, and we down with the hand. Yeah, so here it's he folded, so he tend to three bet here rather aggressive still. Not much stats, but I assume he will three bet ace king. So maybe he had king queen. I don't know. I suppose he calls with king jack, king 10. But yeah, I think it's okay. Let's wrap up here. Thanks a lot, guys.